Tameva sharanam gaccha sarvabhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam. Hello friends, this is the 62nd shlok of the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Tameva sharanam gaccha, which means take refuge in him alone. Sarva bhavena bharata, which means by all feelings, O Bharat. Tat prasadat param shantim, which means by his grace, ultimate peace. Sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam, which means place you will attain for eternity. So, finally, after describing about the whole summary of this letting go of ego and submitting to the will of the Lord, here Sri Krishna is finally telling Arjun to take refuge in God by all means, and by doing this he will receive the grace of God, which will take him to the place of ultimate peace for eternity. So, based on what Sri Krishna has said in the previous six shloks, it is very clear. It must be very clear to you that the one who is unable to see that behind all actions that are carried out around him, there is Lord, and who considers all beings to be intelligent agents working by their own free will, then that person is basically not able to see things clearly. So, in this way, by wrong point of view, the individual gets identified with ego, and this ego identification is what puts him in conflict with the Lord, and the power of the Lord, which is Maya, then becomes a demon, you can say, for such a person. So, in such a conflict, of course, the defeat of the ego is certain, because the power of the Lord is all powerful, and therefore such a person suffers a lot. So, instead of inserting our ego into everything, if we would just let Maya act freely through us, then all our difficulties can be overcome very easily, because then we are on the side of the Lord and the power of the Lord is on our side. So, our problem is that instead of going with the flow, we make efforts to fit this universe to our liking, and in this way, we become anti to the will of the Lord, we become anti to Maya, and we suffer. Now, in this situation, Maya accomplishes her task any ways, as God's power is all powerful, but by identifying with the ego, we end up accruing actions, and then we have to reap the fruits of those actions. So, this is basically so unfortunate. You know, if we would have just let Maya do her job, then everything would have been fine. But instead of that, we inserted ourselves and we suffered, and we also ended up accruing more actions. So we ended up getting the punishment for future. So instead of making an effort to control everything, if we would just let everything that is coming our way come, and everything that is going out of our way go, then we will accomplish everything that we have come to accomplish in this world without any effort. But we fail to realize this, and this is so unfortunate. So, when one lets go of the ego and accepts everything as the grace of the Lord, then life becomes simple. And this is what is meant by taking refuge in the Lord by all means. So, ultimate peace is attained in this state as the individual becomes a tool in the hand of the Lord with no worries left for him. The problem with us is that we have lot of worries. We worry about future, we worry about our death, and we also have a lot of grudge for what happened in the past. If we would go in the shelter of Lord and take shelter in Him, then all our worries would be gone, and we would basically forgive for all the past wrongs that have happened to us, because we'll realize that it was only Maya which was in action. And so the life of such a person becomes very light. That person has no worries at all left, and so his life becomes full of pleasure. After all, what are we looking for in this life? When we are earning money, why are we earning money? To secure our future. Why are we trying to gain so much power? Again, to secure our future and to become independent. Now, if we attain this by just giving ourselves to the Lord, then why not just do that? That's the easiest way to go. So we don't do that, and instead we just try to do things on our own, and that is what is the problem. So the person who lets everything that wants to come to him come, and lets go everything that wants to go away from him, is the actual person who is independent, free, and is light. Now please understand that this does not mean that the person leaves the world and goes to live in forest. That is not the case. Such a person actually lives quite an active life in the world, but only does what has to be done. He does not go around looking for excitement. He does not go around looking for opportunities and saying, oh, I have to do this or I have to do this so that the world can be like that or like this. They are happy with the way the world is, and therefore they don't need to go out there to do things so that they can change the world. They accept the world the way it is, and then whatever the universe wants that person to do, that thing directly comes to him and he just fulfills that. That is all that that person does, and in this way his life is simple and he lives a very fulfilled life. So that was the message of this shlok. I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I'll close this video. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.